All right, we're moving right along to the rear. We got the center marks all lined out. We've got it where exactly where the perches need to go. And then we've got the perches sitting above the spring so you guys can see exactly what we're doing here. Malcolm just rolled the welder over and we're gonna jack this thing right up into place with the spring perches, get them where we want it, set our pinion and tack everything down. So we got these things right where we want it. We're gonna put the power to the welder and Malcolm's gonna get these things tacked in. We've double, triple measured here to the stings. We've got everything centered and the pinion angle looks perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and just get these tacked in and ready for U-bolts and plates. There you have it. We pretty much got the rear axle centered up and in there. Malcolm just got done tacking that. We clamped the front. So I'm gonna go up with the lift. We gotta clean out the holes on the front perches just a little bit. Come back down, the front will be there. We can clamp it. And then there you go. We pretty much got the axles in. Now we're on the steering, brakes, and drive lines. And that will all probably come in another video, you guys. Gotta get the parts ordered, this and that. And then the next goal on this thing is to replace all the spring bushings and shackles. And then I'm probably gonna cut this bumper off and build a whole new bumper and shackle mount. And then we're gonna take off the angle iron here and show you a few tricks there and build some sliders. So until then, thanks for watching FABN, and if you guys like these kind of projects and us doing them, let us know. We'll keep doing them. If not, we're gonna keep building buggies. It's really rad. We're definitely making some progress on this, you guys. So you can see right here on the frame, we basically just made some new frame plates, stubbed out some tubes. And here we even had to notch it, get a little custom, and get that welded down there. And then we were able to put our shock hoops exactly where we wanted them, get the shocks mounted. And we only tacked them to these tubes. That way once the shocks were where they wanted, the tabs sit really high up in here. It's hard to weld. You can pull these off and bring them right over here to the table to weld. So now we can get these welded correctly, clean it all up, go stick it right back on and be able to weld the shock hoops fully. And then here's another issue we ran into. This diff cover is for 1980 Land Cruisers and newer. Ours is a 77, so it does not fit correctly. It's about a 1/4 inch off all the way around here. So what I've done is took some of this steel rod, 1/2 inch, bent it, and we're gonna just weld that right there on this side, and the bottom, which is gonna give us a little bit of an extension off of it, and then we can get it welded up on the Zook. So Malcolm's gonna get these welded down real quick. Now we can get these frame plates all burned in. We need to get new hardware for locking washers and nuts, and hardware for the front, using that hardware for the rear. Steering is on. Like I said, they do not make high steer arms for pre-79 Yoda stuff, so I've got to get new knuckles in order to run the high steer arms I got. But for now, that will work. Steering's on and clears the springs either way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this diff cover pieces tacked up and where they need to be. So you can see there, I've just basically went ahead and put those rolled pieces on, and that's gonna extend it. Put a little bit of weld in the back, and then we can go ahead and weld that all the way to the axle. I'm gonna weld just a little bit of this and put it on. Woo! So now those are beat it down, I'll let that cool off, and we're gonna slap that baby on the front. And I'm pretty excited about that because this disc is wide open, you guys, so it needs something to protect that. So now we're gonna go ahead and get these finished welded up, the axles welded up, and we're gonna get the shocks put on this thing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this placed. Oh yeah, that hit the ton getting those, the hot. So now you just need to line up your fill plug with the hole. And make sure it's level this way and that way. And you should be able to pass it up. Pretty money. So now you got it there. That little bit of rod I added really helped just give it some room here. Before it was right up against, you couldn't get it where it needed to be. So now it's exactly where it needs to be. You can get that right out and you can still fill your diff. So I'm gonna tack it up a little bit more. Give it some pretty good tack to there. And then I'm just gonna run a bead down each side, basically. This side as well. Like that. We got some shock tabs on the axle. We've got a diff cover and steering. So we're gonna finish welding up the shock tabs and we can get the shocks bolted right on. But I'm gonna let Malcolm finish that because he started them. Move the ground up to the frame. I went with 1.25 inches for the shock tube, you guys. It doesn't need anything more, and then that gave me a lot more room to get them up high and out of the way. So kind of excited about that. So we could not wait to get wheels and tires on it and see what it looks like. We just had some trail gear BFGs laying around, so we ended up throwing these bad boys on. They are 37s. I'm only gonna be running 35s temporarily, but this looks like it's going to clear 37s if we wanted it to. So maybe some minor cutting here and there, but all in all, I think 35s is gonna be super appropriate. The approach angle ended up really good. Moving those shackles to the back really helps. The angle on them is perfect. So we're gonna move on to the back bumper since we're kind of running out of options with the parts. This is the parts pile I had for it. We struck out with the arms. Axle is too old. I've got to get all new knuckles for the front, which is probably necessary with this stuff. So I'm gonna get new knuckles, new hubs, all the stuff up front. The driveline pieces I had for the axles are actually the wrong pattern for the flanges on these axles, so that kind of sucks. We struck out there, but we do have one more diff cover that Troger sent us, so we are gonna get this bad boy modified and put that thing on the rear axle, and then we're gonna mess around with this bumper and see what we come up with. So as you guys see here, we are basically repurposing the front bumper. This was turned up horizontal like that and flat as the front bumper. And the rear bumper was a little odd and had a piece here. We can't have it with the bigger tires and the wheelbase extended a little bit. So we're gonna repurpose the front and get it tacked right to the back of the frame. So you can see right there, we're Malcolm's getting that one clamped. I got this one clamped, and we'll just go ahead and weld that all the way around the entire thing. So the bumper looks super slick on there, super high. We were able to weld all the way around that bad boy. And now we're gonna do the diff. So this thing, the diff hole was off of what this one is. Like I said, this is pre-79 stuff, so they don't have anything available. So we cut these plates out and we grinded the frame down a little bit. And we're gonna put a big old frame gusset right here. Or I'm sorry, an axle gusset at this point. And then we'll be able to weld all the way around that and the diff all the way around, and it's gonna kick us out. You guys, so we also offer these on our website. We like to keep our plas cutter busy, so with all the scrap material, we always are cutting out little cool, intricate stuff. These are D-ring mounts. They work great on bumpers. They work great on axles for suck down points. They work good for, like I said, suck down axle points. You can put it in the center and run it just like that. And then you can, of course that's on your buggy, but on these, you can put them anywhere you want. So kind of cool, 1/2 inch plas cut, fits a D-ring, soft shackle, whatever. So we're gonna get those on there. And check this out, I've also got the front bumper figured out. We're gonna do something that matches the rear. So the rear's out of 2x4 square rectangle. The front's gonna be out of 2x4 rectangle. I found this piece, it's the last piece in the shop, and it was literally the exact same width I needed. So I cut a little bit of an angle. That way it matches the width of the spring hangers. And then this is also gonna allow me to mount a winch. You're probably asking how am I gonna do that? And I will show you guys in a later date when we get it. Basically a plate that hangs over, bolt, bolt, and the plate will hang over a little bit here, bolt, bolt, and then we'll gusset it up, fairly right off the front, and then a piece of tube, kind of help tie it all in. The Samurai is really coming together, you guys. The tires we're gonna actually run on it is some 35-inch short course Maxxis sticky tires. Not even available to the market. So I've got a line on a brand new set from a really good bud, and we're gonna throw those on and make this thing look super cool. Might even catch me racing short course or hammers next year, who knows? All right, well, we just called it a final day. It's Tuesday, but check this out, you guys. We got the front bumper completely welded on. We got it capped. We capped the tubes of the original Samurai. We put on some D-rings. I'm on the race to get some hardware for the front springs and the shocks. Shocks and the diff covers on. Front bumper is tied in and welded down. So bumper on the rear as well. It's on, the bump welded down, D-ring mounts are on. And we also ended up getting the rear diff cover on. So a little bit of modification and went right on. Super freaking rad. I'm stoked to get this Zook up and going and be able to take it on and hit some dirt trails. We've got a bunch of canyons in mind for it, and maybe even meet up with a couple other cool cats and go wheeling with them. So like I said, we're gonna get some parts coming for the steering, the drive lines, and the brakes, and then we should have this thing right back where it was when it pulled in, just upgraded and beefed. Thanks for watching, you guys. Comment in the comments below what you think of this rig, and we will catch you on the next one. Stay fabbing. Thanks for watching always, you guys, and stay fabbing. Check out the next video here and make sure you subscribe. And if you guys want gear, check out the website.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it.